Hello, good morning or good afternoon, everyone. My name is Thomas. I'm the head of startup and investor community at Hello Tomorrow. It's a pleasure to have you here all today, and it's a pleasure to have some of the previous finalists and winners of our global challenge who will be presenting what they're doing and what they've been doing since they participated in the global challenge. This session is focused on healthcare today. So we'll have 5 startups pitching, quite a good diversity coming from all over the world, working on different issues in the healthcare space. Before going through all the presentations, just let me introduce you, if you don't know, like who we are at Hello Tomorrow. So Hello Tomorrow, we're an international organization. We've been around since 2014. And we focus exclusively on deep tech. So we help scout deep tech solutions and find the best deep tech ventures all over the world. We've been working, like finding and evaluating more than 20,000 startups through our different competitions over the past 8 years. We're also building a collaborative ecosystem to help all those entrepreneurs succeed by connecting them with the right people, with corporates, with investors, with accelerators, with researchers, with each other as well. We're running consulting activities for private and public organizations, helping them with their open innovation strategy or with understanding what are the next and the current trends in deep tech. And we have what we call our deep tech observatory, where we basically see what's happening in the ecosystem and share all the data and information with our audience. So it could be like we mapping all the different actors. We have a big list of investors available freely. Every year we publish trends on what's happening in the different industries in deep tech, and a lot of different sessions throughout events or online sessions like this one. And so the 5 speakers and the 5 startups that we have here today have all participated in our global challenge. So the global challenge is our deep tech startup competition. We'll be soon launching the 8th edition. It's been running since 2014. We have several thousand applications everywhere coming from all over the world. We're awarding 150,000 euros per year to the best startups. And this is open to basically any deep tech startup, early stage, so usually pre-commercialization or really, really early commercialization phase in any industry and working on any technology. So today we're focusing on healthcare, but we're also covering everything from energy environments, mobility to new space and aeronautics or quantum computing. So without any further delay, let's just give the stage to our first speaker today. I encourage you, if you have any questions, to ask your question in the question tab. And since all of the speakers will be answering question in that tab, just make sure that you put before your question for which startup the question is. It might seem like useless when you're doing it, but once we have all the questions, it's useful to be able to sort them out. So yeah, our first speaker today is the CEO of D-NOME. She's from India, Divya Sriram. Really nice to have you here. And you are most recent winner from the healthcare category in 2021. So that was less than a year ago. Really happy to have you back with us. So yeah, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready. Let's introduce us what D-NOME is doing.
Cool. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Hello Tomorrow, for this opportunity. Let me share my screen and before I start. Hi, everyone. I'm Divya Sriram. As Thomas very generously introduced me, I'm CEO, co-founder of D-NOME. And today I'll be talking about what we are doing as a company, what our disruptive technology is about, and how we're using and leveraging our technology to build rapid point-of-care testing diagnostics for infectious disease detection at scale. Today, in developing countries, the case is 1 in 4 people are suffering from infectious diseases, or more than 60% of it attributed to respiratory diseases. And rightly, as we've seen the COVID-19 pandemic, we also see that in rising epidemics of tuberculosis and other antimicrobial resistant strains. So it's not only a global burden in terms of for the people, but also for our economy as well. We are scientists turned entrepreneurs. My co-founder and I, we both are PhDs. I'm a cancer biologist, and my co-founder is a stem cell biologist. And we used our unique insights from our research experience in molecular diagnostics, synthetic biology, and genomics to build the world's first room temperature PCR technology that allows for rapid screening of diseases. Our vision is to create accurate and point-of-care diagnostics that is accessible to all. So today, if you look at point-of-care testing, we have routine culture methods, antigen tests, and the gold standard RT-PCRs. The problem that either three of them don't have is they're either just point of care and not good for early diagnosis, or like RT-PCR, they're great in terms of accuracy and early diagnosis, but they require laboratory settings. D-LAMP here, our basic room temperature PCR technology, is here to bridge that gap and bring faster delivery of results in just 30 minutes. So this PCR tech is a truly isothermal LAMP technology that works in 30 minutes with the interpretation as simple as a color change, therefore not requiring skilled people and allowing decentralized testing or point of care testing everywhere. We validated this technology with industry gold standard RT-PCRs in almost 200 COVID-19 patients and extensive laboratory validations that put us in the ballpark accuracy of an RT-PCR test. How it works is simple. For respiratory diseases, we use saliva or nasopharyngeal swab samples, put it directly in our mix, incubate it at room temperature for 30 minutes, giving us a color change that can be super easily yes or no answer for if somebody is suffering from the disease or not. As I earlier said, we are in the sweet spot between the rapid tests with the advantage of scalability and rapidness of our test and the accuracy of an RT-PCR test, putting us in a sweet spot between them. We have a growing team of scientists and industrialists with more than 20 years experience in this field amongst all of us, and we are right now hiring to our next goals. So the last time we came, we told about our tractions with how we collaborated with one of the best research institutes in India, biobanks in India, to carry out our validations and identify and sign pilots with our early adopters, which were diagnostic labs and other companies that are looking for point of care tests in India. Of course, as Thomas said, we were glad enough to win the Hello Tomorrow Challenge last year, and also a few other grants, prestigious grants back in India. The updates for us from the time 2021 December is that we are excited to share the news that we have now signed a really large pilot with government hospitals in India for using D-LAMP for antimicrobial resistant respiratory infections, as well as looking into variants of COVID. And because D-LAMP is a platform technology that it can identify any DNA or RNA, or can be used for diagnosis of not only human clinical diseases, but also livestock screening as well as agricultural applications. We are now signed one of the largest shrimp producers in India for their disease screening platform. And internationally, with the help of Hello Tomorrow and other collaborators that we have, we now are also getting into foodborne pathogen testing and developing a product specifically tailored for making genomics easier. So today, I'm here to not only tell you what we've been up to, but also to share exciting news about the fact that we are almost completing our raise of $1 million seed fund for the next 18 months for these trials to complete and for expanding our IP and getting FDA clearances. And although we already have 60% of it filled up, we are excited to see if there are other investors interested in joining us in this journey to make D-LAMP available to all. So thank you so much. Excited to hear your questions and give you more details in the chat or maybe after the session. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you very much, Divya. So yes, please don't hesitate to ask questions in the question tab. And next with us, we have Daniela Marino, who's the CEO of Cutiss, and they are working on a skin technology to treat skin defects. And Cutiss was one of our finalists in 2020, so the previous edition.
Yes, hi everybody. Nice to be here. Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm sharing my screen again. And there we go. So thank you very much for the introduction. I'm Daniela. I'm the CEO and the co-founder of Cutiss, Personalized Skin. We are a startup in Switzerland, in Zurich, and we are one of the finalists of the Launch Tomorrow last year. What do we do at Cutiss? We basically want to transform skin grafting with the NovoSkin, which is our first in-line product. It's a bioengineered skin graft, which we produce automatically, and that promises superior quality of life for patients with skin defects, and also lower the total cost of the treatment. Why do we need the NovoSkin in the field? Is because current standard of care is totally inefficient. So standard of care is based on autografting, which can be theoretically combined with additional products as a combination therapy, but autografting remains the standard of care in the Western world and beyond. And the standard of care is autografting, meaning that the skin is taken from a healthy part of the body to treat the injured part of the body. So it's a transfer of skin from a place to another. And it's very, very debilitating in terms of results because it develops into scars. And the quality of life of patients is extremely poor, and the build charges are extremely high, both for burns, which is like our primary target, but also for reconstructive surgeries. Think about skin cancers, think about scar revision, think about plastic surgeries, or even tattoo removals. There is basically no solution which is satisfactory today. The market is indeed stable and large. We have at least 80,000 patients between Europe and US per year with burns, and more than 2 million with reconstructive indications. And all these patients are treated in limited number of specialized centers, which makes this market also very addressable. The company set up to become profitable and scalable because the NovoSkin, which can be produced starting off from a small piece of the biopsy of the patient in large quantities in an automated and scalable line, which will generate high ROI, high return on investment. And the company is also will generate soon revenues by selling medical devices, which also using cells of the same patient will be able to restore color of the patient and target, for example, vitiligo treatment as well, which is affecting 1.5 million people per year in the world. We are indeed a company which is completing a phase 2 trial. We are going towards phase 3 trial. We are validating our automated lines so that we can go for a global patient outreach. We have a top senior management with more than 100 years of experience altogether in skin bioengineering, go-to-market strategy, and regulatory. We have a strong scientific board. We have won many awards in Switzerland, and we have currently 40 people fully accredited R&D and GMP facility, including histology labs and biobanks. We have raised so far 55 million from private investors and others, and we have now an open round for another 17 million, of which 7.5 are secured. We actually have made already kind of a difference in many people's life because we have already helped many people surviving very difficult burns, and we have published lots of papers on how our technology can support these people, and we have completed a phase 1 study with 10 people and 5 years follow-up. We are completing the phase 2, we are 70%, and we are also treating compassionate patients all over Europe with severe burns. And as you can appreciate in this picture, the NovoSkin promises to be superior to standard of care, not just creating a lot of skin from a small piece, but also having a better, superior quality of life and outcome. The automated lines are unique in their features, so we have attracted a lot of interest. Those machines will be created in lines, create a lot of skin with very little space, 24/7, little people required to run them, high ROI and very cost efficient for the first time in the history of bioengineering. And with those machines, we've been able to create a global standard for skin grafting, starting first sales in 25, with a full authorization in 27, scaling up dramatically with the machines by 28, reaching break-even in 29, and really reach peak revenues in 2035 with a stable EBITDA. Those machines that we have developed will be the real game changer. We will start with the manual manufacturing, introduce machines to start the scale, replicate the machines to the US and beyond once we can expand, so that we can produce skin on demand for people in different parts of the world, again, for the first time in the history of these technologies. And we can also reinvent those machines to be miniaturized, scaled down, and adapt as a platform to produce more than skin. We are launching projects on gums, muscles, and even bioengineered meat. Why not? The money that we need is basically needing to reach us to the round C, and then followed by IPO for a real growth and expansion. And thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Daniela. So Sam, if you can send a recap of what you're looking for in the chat, and in the audience, if you have any questions, there's the question tab. We're going back in time now on the challenge editions. So our digital health and grand winner of the 2019 edition is Adebayo Alonge, is the founder and CEO of RxAll. They're developing handheld nanoscanners to assess drug quality in real time. Adebayo, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. My full name is Adebayo Alonge. I'm co-founder and CEO at RxAll. And at RxAll, we've built a trusted marketplace platform for quality medicines that leverages our nanoscanner for ensuring high-quality medicines get across to patients across Africa. Our thesis when we started at RxAll was to solve the issue of poor quality medicines across the world, beginning with Africa. Over 1 million people across the world die because of poor quality medicines, and more than 100,000 of this number are Africans. I survived a 21-day coma from a fake drug 15 years ago, and that personal experience led me to become a pharmacist and to walk across all segments of the industry to really try to understand why the supply chain was broken. And what we found out was that the market opportunity for enabling access to high-quality medicines wasn't just available in Nigeria, but also across the rest of sub-Saharan Africa, and even in North America, where up to 5% of the medicines are substandard. And to solve this problem, my team has gone ahead to build 2 integrated technology stacks. On the right hand is our proprietary nanoscanner platform that enables pharmaceutical wholesalers and hospitals identify and authenticate the quality of a medicine in 20 seconds using the device and the mobile application. Once they have done that testing, we provide them on the left infrastructure piece that enables them to digitize their operations end to end, list the medicines that they have tested, and make that available for purchase for patients as well as pharmacies across the country. And we differentiate from what exists in the market primarily because we are the only ones that combine instant drug quality assurance with an on-demand platform for finding those medicines that have been tested. Most other solutions in the market are either focused on a physical brick-and-mortar space or a digital warehouse. None of them really has that instant drug testing piece that we make available into our market. And we monetize our infrastructure through a marketplace approach. We also provide embedded services such as financing and fulfillment. And we're currently across 3 countries in Africa. We're in Nigeria, where we serve more than 4,000 facilities across 22 cities. We're in Kenya, where we serve over 200 facilities across 10 cities. And we're in Uganda, where we serve more than 100 facilities across 4 cities. Medicines that are exchanged on our platform get to more than 2 million patients across these markets every single month. We've seen very high growth in our business. So between 2020 and the end of 2021, we grew by more than 6 times. At the moment, we're currently processing more than $12 million in gross sales as at the end of April 2022. We're currently working towards doubling that number to get to over $20 million by December of this year, really working across 7,000 facilities across 3 markets in Africa. And at the moment, we're doing a $20 million Series A round. That round is currently filled by about $7 million, so just about 13 million capacity is currently left in the round. And the funding is really going to help us expand into 5 additional markets across West, East, and Southern Africa over the next 3 years and get us to over $200 million in annualized gross sales by the end of 2025. I lead the team. I'm a pharmacist by profession, and my co-founders, Amy, we started out the company out at Yale in 2016, and we're excited about what we're building to ensure access to high-quality medicines across the world, beginning with Africa. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Adebayo, and congrats. From the same 2019 edition of the Global Challenge, we have Xiaoxi Wei, the co-founder and CEO of Xtherma, who won the medical biotech category. Xiaoxi, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Thomas. Hi, everybody. This is Xiaoxi. I'm really excited to have this opportunity to share a little bit of our journey and update how we develop the cool innovations to reimagine biotime for all living medicines and for all humanity. So this has started with a very strong personal inspiration. My grandpa from mom's side was a victim, did not get a liver for transplant on time. And that time I was 8-year-old. It was difficult to accept the reality. And then my mom as a physician told me all about the transplant. She told me the reason grandpa did not get a liver on time is because we simply did not get enough time. So that really seeded in me, try to become biohacker, dedicated my career to solve this issue. I'm really grateful. Currently, we're able to advance advance my career from the biotech to chemistry PhD and build the company started in 2014 with 2 co-founders. Now we're not only having a headquarters in the San Francisco Bay Area and just to start our global team, build the first subsidiary in Innsbruck, beautiful place, Austria, and wrap up our Series A finance last year by Christmas. So now really give us a faster pace to get to the market, building a breakthrough platform technology for biologics, cells, tissues, and organ preservation, really demonstrate we can solve the fundamental legacy issues of preservation, extending the time. We built a robust global IP protections with 7 countries coverage and all issues, the composition of matter. And with a great help from 11 million non-dilutive fundings plus $10 million in-kind services coming from Lawrence Berkeley National Lab, really built us solid foundation early days for science. And currently we're growing very exciting revenues in XT Thrive as the new DMSO-free, protein-free, next generation cryopreservation media in cell gene therapy for the top leading industry players. At the same time, we're building very fast track breakthrough device through the FDA clearance for our organ combination product, XT Vivo and the TimeSeal. So a little bit of background of organ transplant. Currently, we spend $100 billion every year to cover just less than 150,000 transplants in globe. But that number cannot even meet 10% of the actual need. Sadly, 1 patient dies on the wait list every single hour. So do you know, actually the reason for this is because we waste the majority of the organs. The number is 80%. And because we're really not very good at preserving those organs on ice and using sugar, salt, legacy solutions, the heart can only last for 4 hours, kidney the longest 16 hours. That does not give us enough time. So I have this simple question. What if we can freeze those organs? You know, just like everything in your freezer lasts longer than the refrigerator. So without this freezer burn, the answer is we need a new molecule, right? So the car coolant definitely cannot fulfill this goal because the amount we use in the organs will definitely kill the organs. So we need to search for the new molecules. How we get there? Well, nature really have the solution for us. The antifreeze protein, the secret weapon created by the species surviving in the Arctic Ocean, gave us this great answer. Exterma become the world's first company be able to not only mimic those antifreeze protein and make them even better for human use at this molecule we named XD Vivo. It's a fully synthetic molecule that shows superior antifreeze properties. You can see from the left side. In the middle one is how the reduced concentration of XD Vivo even overperforms antifreeze proteins, how it controls ice crystal size to very small and nice rounded shape, and be able to mitigate this kinetic process you probably see from after party ice cream. When you bring back to the freezer next day, it does not taste good because ice crystal grow to bigger size. We're able to mitigate this process, and it truly shows the power of this chemistry. So with this enabling solution, we built the time seal, the smart containers to be able to build this first the combination product. And now we can safely preserve the raw material from the smallest vaccines to cell gene therapy, final product, tissue engineering product, all the way to organ transplant. With extended time, truly remove the time out of the equation. Now at 0 degrees C to minus 20 degrees C, you can achieve the ice-free conditions, turn the few hours to few days of time for all regenerative medicine. And not only we are now helping the cell gene therapy top developers in the world and the 3D tissue printing companies to turn the critical regenerative medicine off the shelves to help the patients. Most exciting thing is we truly turn the sci-fi into reality by working with the world leading surgeon at the Johns Hopkins. The surgeon has done many world first. Now we really shows not only the heart can last unprecedented 24 hours below 0 degrees C without any ice formation, and immediately transplant we achieve a full function recovery. And this is the first time we now can see potentially heart and the kidney can travel globally. So what does this really mean to the world? Actually, I want to bring your attention to New Zealand, such a highly developed country, not able to get a heart transplant from Australia because the time is not allowed. Now we're able to suddenly get 24 hours through Europe and Asia and the different places to help the patient immediately get a lot more available organs and for patient better outcome. As the first time we can potentially turn the precision matching possible, turn the kidney for long life lasting organs and truly make sharing globally. So, and the very exciting part is the FDA now is with us. We get like a transplant breakthrough device granted for us for XD Vivo and time seal truly can turn the storage time up to 120 hours and shipping the organ globally. So I will stop here and really great to take some questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Xiaoxi. And last but not least, she was there back in 2016 for the Global Challenge. Margaret Magdesian is the founder and CEO of Ananda Devices. Margaret, the floor is yours.
Can you hear me well?
Yes, that's perfect.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's a pleasure to be back here for an update on all what's happening to Ananda in the past few years. So I have a BSc in pharmacology, a PhD in biochemistry, and I have developed a great technology to deliver safer and better medications for patients with neurological disorders. And to bring this technology to the market, I've started a company, Ananda Devices. Why neurological disorders? Because today, 20% of the world population suffer from neurological diseases. It started diagnosis at a very early age, with 1 in 59 children being diagnosed with autism every year, and these numbers are just increasing. And as we get older, the numbers increase again, with 1 in 5 adults being diagnosed with chronic pain daily or almost daily, and 1 in 3 seniors dying from Alzheimer's or another type of dementia. Neurological diseases are very debilitating and require the caregivers to be on the side of the patient most of the day and has a huge impact in our economy. but not only on the patients, but mostly on the caregivers that have to give up their jobs to take care of their loved ones. And I have lived this situation in person with my mom. She was sick for many years, and I basically spent most of my childhood at the hospital with her, with no solution, no medication, no diagnostics, and unfortunately, no cure. So this makes us all think, what are we exposed to during our lifetime that is disrupting our neuronal networks? What is out there and how could we fix it? Is it medication? Is it the food, the pollution? What is it? So we're not the first one to ask those questions. Regulatory agencies also ask that everything that comes in contact with humans must be tested for toxicity and efficacy before being launched in the market. However, all the tests are performed in animals. And animals are a great model for cancer because animals have cancer, humans have cancer, and almost 40% of the reaction of animals to drugs or compounds related to cancer can be translated to humans. However, with neurological disorders, 99% of all the medication tested in animals fail in humans. Even if we test if a pesticide would cause something in an animal will never develop Parkinson anyway. So we do need better models. We do need models that are more closer to humans to really understand how everything we're exposed to are affecting our nervous system. Using animals is a very slow process, takes 5 to 15 years. It's very costly. It's to test one compound takes over 1 million euros and ethically challenging by using many animals per test. In addition, it's not scalable. We still have over 80,000 compounds in the market today that have not been tested, although we're using over 100 million animals per year. What's the solution? We have developed a technology where we can organize neurons on a chip. That's basically this product that I have here. And it's scalable. It uses human neurons, and we can test compounds directly on the patients to see how are they responding to these compounds. So we offer products or services. Some companies send us the compounds and we test in the house. We go through a standard reader and we acquire a lot of human data. And for the first time, we are really understanding how compounds interact with humans. We can also correlate all this data with the function, with the clinical, imaging, and genetic data from these patients. And today we have customers in 14 countries, and we're looking for investors to support us with $6 million to multiply sales and add more advanced analytics and artificial intelligence to our technology. The goal is really that for us to be able to analyze more data faster to deliver a predictive tool to the market so we can target the $1.7 trillion precision medicine market. And we have done already this full path, but at a slower pace, and that's why we need cash now so that we can increase the analytical time. We have worked with UCB Pharma on a new compound. It's called zilucoplan. It's now in phase 3, and we were able to accelerate the development of this medication and really define a companion diagnostics for neurological disorders for the first time. I'll be happy to answer more questions on the side as we have a short time here. But a bit about what have we been doing since 2016. So we launched the company, we have 5 patents, we put together 15 years of R&D, we refine our product with scalable manufacturing, and those are some of our customers worldwide. We have co-marketing and distribution partners, and we target first the R&D market for pharmaceutical, cosmetic, and agrochemical companies. This year, we finalized the product with UCB Pharma, and we're using for screening compounds. And we're targeting more neurotoxicity and developmental neurotoxicity. We're also working with biotechs. The goal now is to invest more in advanced analytics and finally deliver a predictive tool for the precision medicine market that we can also apply to hospitals and clinics. We're a team of 20 plus full-time employees. We have 5 patents, industrial designs, and trademarks. We are generating revenue with recurrent customers for products and services. Our main customers are Fortune 500 pharmaceutical, cosmetic, and chemical companies. We are 100% manufacturing in Canada. We have distribution partners in US and Europe, established process, certification, and most important, reputations. We also won 24 awards in science and innovation, including the Cartier Women's Initiative Award. Thank you so much, and get in touch.
Thank you very much, Margaret. So you were the last one to pitch today. That's very inspiring to see what you've been through and what you've achieved, all of you, in the past few years. Margaret, I'll leave you to just put what you're looking for and your contact details in the chat. If in the audience you have any questions, you can use the question tabs. We'll keep it open for a couple of minutes again. If you have any other questions that you want to ask our speakers today directly, feel free to contact them on their email address, or just feel free to contact us at Hello Tomorrow to put you in touch with them or with all our other previous winners of the Global Challenge. Just taking a few minutes at the end to conclude this session, to remind you that we'll be launching the next edition, the 8th edition of the Global Challenge, next week on Thursday. Applications will be open for a bit more than 3 months, so throughout all summer until the 23rd of September. And we'll be selecting finalists by the end of 2022. And they will be pitching in Paris during our annual Global Summit, which will take place on the 9th and 10th of March 2023. So don't miss that. We still have 2 healthcare categories for this edition. One is digital health and medical devices, and the other one is medical biotech and pharmaceuticals. So we'll have other really great early stage deep tech startup pitching with us for this next edition. So thank you everyone for being here today and following up. It's been a pleasure, and you just keep following us on social media and in our newsletter to make sure that we have all the news about the next sessions that we will be doing, and all the different panels that we're organizing. And just, yeah, Julien, so yes, we will share with you, ask all our speakers the slide deck and share that with you after the session. And you can find also the replay available shortly after we close the session on Livestorm, if you want to share that with some of your colleagues or friends. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here today. It's been a pleasure, and I'll hope to see you next time in our next session. Goodbye, and thank you all the speakers, and great congratulations on all the achievements.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody. Thank you.